community. And finally, it's the holiday season. There's a lot going on already. Today, I joined dozens of community figures, including David Blatt and Bob Golick and Troy Smith, to feed literally thousands of people at Town Hall Restaurant. Many thanks to Bobby George for putting this really excellent event together. And the week earlier, I had the pleasure of attending our foster care Thanksgiving at St. Ignatius High School, which was hosted by our Department of Children and Family Services. We truly have a lot to be thankful for in our county. And finally, happy Thanksgiving to all of you.
Thank you very much. Legislation introduced by the council. Consideration of a resolution of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2015-0236, approving the reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga County Soldiers and Sailors Monument Commission Board of Trustees for the term 11/6/2015 through 11/5/2020.
We'll refer this to the Human Resources and Appointments and Equity Committee. Committee report and consideration of resolution of council for second reading.
Resolution number 2015-0224, adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County non-bargaining classification plan.
This will be actually moved to the council agenda for third reading adoption. That's what we have in here. All right.
Is there someone from the administration that was?
All right, well, we'll check into this. I think we're fine. Consideration of an ordinance of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Ordinance number 2015-0014, repealing ordinance number 2011-0042, dated 2/14/2012, which extended health care benefits to domestic partners of county employees.
This will also be referred to the Human Resources and Appointments and Equity Committee. This is the fallout from the Supreme Court decision earlier, and it's fascinating to see it come down to our level like this in such a short amount of time. Do you have anybody have any comments on this? Committee report and consideration of an ordinance of council for second reading.
Ordinance number 2015-0010, amending sections 113.02, 301.02, 303.01, and 303.04 of the Cuyahoga County Code and enacting section 303.07 of the Cuyahoga County Code to establish procedures by which the Personnel Review Commission adopts its administrative rules and to make various changes to the County Civil Service Code.
All right, this will move to the December 8th council agenda for third reading adoption. Legislation introduced by the executive, consideration of resolutions for first reading and adoption under suspension of the rules. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
To suspend the rules, any discussion? All those in favor of suspending the rules, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, the rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2015-0237, amending resolution number 2015-0202, dated 10/27/2015, which confirmed the county executive's appointment of various individuals to serve on the Metro Health System Board of Trustees by changing the unexpired term ending 2/28/2021 for Mitchell Snyder to an unexpired term ending 2/28/2019.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. This resolution corrects the term for a recent appointment to the Metro Health Board of Trustees. Mr. Schneider was appointed last month, and this resolution simply changes the ending dates from 2021 to 2019. I move to adopt this resolution. It's already been moved and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0238, approving an amendment to a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and Waste Paper Drivers Union, Local 244, representing approximately 11 employees in the classification of Deputy Dog Warden at the Department of Public Works Division of Animal Shelter for the period 1/1/2015 through 12/31/2017, to establish terms of the wage reopener for the period 1/1/2016 to 12/31/2017, and to modify Article 38.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. Resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0239, approving a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and Laborers International Union of North America, Local 860, representing approximately 165 employees in 16 classifications at the Department of Public Works, Division of Maintenance for the period 1/1/2015 through 12/31/2017.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0240, approving a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and Teamsters Local 407, representing approximately 19 employees in the classifications of investigator and investigation assistant at the Department of Health and Human Services, Cuyahoga Job and Family Services for the period 7/1/2015 through 6/30/2018.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes. Any nays? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0241, approving a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and Laborers International Union of North America, Local 860, representing approximately 70 employees at the Department of Health and Human Services, Cuyahoga Job and Family Services for the period 1/1/2015 through 12/31/2017.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. We are going to hold item 6 and 7, as these agreements have not been ratified quite yet. Number 8.
Resolution number 2015-0244, amending the 2014-2015 biennial operating budget for 2015 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations from the general fund and other funding sources for appropriation transfers between budget accounts and for cash transfers between budgetary funds.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Councilman?
Chairman and my colleagues, this fiscal resolution contains a large number of appropriations and transfers. Prominent are the additional appropriations for the 27th pay this year and cost of living adjustments. $2.5 million for the CCOM's relocation, which is paid for with funds that had been intended for the Emergency Operations Center, and $1.5 million in additional appropriation for hospitalization benefits administration. The resolution also funds several debt service payments, including Medical Mart $31.4 million, Gateway $5.3 million, Community Redevelopment $898,000, Brownfield $841,000, Western Reserve Fund $750,000, and Shaker Square $73,000. As usual, answers to questions posed by council members were collected, printed, and are on your desk. I recommend approval of the fiscal resolution.
Any discussion or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2015-0245, confirming the county executive's appointment or reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Cleveland-Cuyahoga County Workforce Development Board, formerly known as Cleveland-Cuyahoga County Workforce Investment Board, for the term 7/1/2015 through 6/30/2018.
This is one of several items that will be referred to the Human Resources Committee.
Resolution number 2015-0246, confirming the county executive's appointment of Chanel Smith to serve on the Cuyahoga County Natural Resources Assistance Council for an unexpired term ending 10/15/2017.
It's referred to HR.
Resolution number 2015-0247, amending resolution number 2014-0258, dated 12/9/2014, which made an award on requisition number 30390 to Caremark PCS Health for the period 1/1/2015 through 12/31/2017 by changing the amount not to exceed from $40,189,733 to $42,989,733.
Go to HR.
Resolution number 2015-0248, amending Resolution Number 2014-0260, dated 12/9/2014, which made an award on requisition Number 30390 to United Healthcare Services for the period 1/1/2015 to 12/31/2017 by changing the amount not to exceed from $68,308,890 to $71,108,890.
HR.
Resolution number 2015-0249, making an award on requisition number 34228 to the Guardian Life Insurance Company of America in the amount not to exceed $8,207,847 for dental insurance for county employees and their eligible dependents for the period 1/1/2016 through 12/31/2018.
HR.
Resolution number 2015-0250, making an award on requisition number 34228 to the Guardian Life Insurance Company of America in the amount not to exceed $68,148 for group life, voluntary life, and accidental death insurance for county employees for the period 1/1/2016 through 12/31/2018.
HR.
Resolution number 2015-0251, making an award on requisition number 34228 to Union Eye Care in the amount not to exceed $344,826 for vision insurance for county employees and their eligible dependents for the period 1/1/2016 through 12/31/2018.
HR.
Resolution number 2015-0252, making an award on requisition number 34228 to Vision Service Plan in the amount not to exceed $544,887.36 for vision insurance for county employees and their eligible dependents for the period 1/1/2016 through 12/31/2018.
I think we're going to send this one to Human Resources.
Resolution number 2015-0253, making an award on requisition number 35199 to Reliance Life Insurance Company, doing business as Voya Financial, in the amount not to exceed $3,800,000 for stop-loss insurance services for county employees and their eligible dependents for the period 1/1/2016 through 12/31/2016.
HR.
Resolution number 2015-0254, authorizing an agreement and contracts with various providers for career training and job placement services for dislocated workers in Northeast Ohio in connection with the Sector Partnership National Emergency Grant Program for the period 9/1/2015 through 8/31/2017.
Education.
Resolution number 2015-0255, authorizing a colocation agreement with Chagrin Valley Dispatch Council in the amount not to exceed $3,712,818.95 for sublease of space and equipment in connection with relocation of the Cuyahoga Emergency Communications System Dispatch Center to Chagrin Valley Dispatch Center for the period 1/1/2016 through 1/14/2026.
Public Safety.
Resolution number 2015-0256, authorizing a contract with Oriana House in the amount not to exceed $1,256,030 for day programming services in connection with the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Correction, Community Corrections Act Probation Improvement and Incentive Grant Program for the period 7/1/2015 through 6/30/2017.
Public Safety.
Resolution number 2015-0257, making awards on requisition number 33495 to various providers in a total amount not to exceed $1,015,000 for psychologist services at the Juvenile Court Diagnostic Clinic for the period 1/1/2016 through 12/31/2017.
Public Safety.
Resolution number 2015-0258, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1200421 with El Barrio Incorporated for job readiness, job search, job placement, and job retention services for Ohio Works First cash assistance and food stamp recipients for the period 7/1/2012 through 12/31/2015, to extend the time period to 6/30/2016, and for additional funds in an amount not to exceed $601,431.
Health and Human Services.
Resolution number 2015-0259, making awards on requisition number 34663 to various providers for various services for the Cuyahoga Options for Independent Living Services Program for the period 1/1/2016 through 12/31/2017.
Health and Human Services. Consideration of a resolution for second reading.
Resolution number 2015-0225, approving the Metro Health System Year 2016 budget in accordance with Ohio Revised Code Section 339.06D.
A motion to suspend the Rule 12A, I believe it is.
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rule.
Second.
All those in favor of suspending the rule, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Rules are suspended. Councilman Miller, did you have something to say about this?
Yes, this item is on second reading, and this is the routine annual approval that's required by the county council for the Metro Health System budget, but actually the way in which we consider their budget is through the biennial budget process, so this is somewhat of a formality.
All right, do we need to vote to accept the resolution as suspended?
It's on the calendar for second reading, so normally we would just carry it over to December 8th for a final vote on that date.
All right, this will move to December 8th for the council agenda for third reading adoption. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading.
Resolution number 2015-0205, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Gary Shamus to serve on the Cuyahoga County Audit Committee for the term 1/1/2016 through 12/31/2019.
And this will move to the December 8th agenda for consideration for third reading adoption as well.
Resolution number 2015-0209, adopting the 2016-2017 biennial operating budget and capital improvements program.
I believe there's a proposed substitute.
Mr. Chairman and my colleagues, on starting on page 334 of the budget book, we have the resolution which reflects the amendments that the council approved in committee, and also the first set of technical amendments that were submitted by the administration. The administration decided that it was necessary to submit a small number of additional technical amendments. So we have a proposed substitute for the resolution, and that starts on page 365 of your packet. And the overall amendments do not have a significant effect on the budget, and the most important are the following three items. Number one is that it incorporates the 3% increase for hospitalization costs into the special revenue funds. The current version only included this in the general fund and the HHS levy fund. Second, it provides a $308,000 set aside for the 27th pay in the HHS levy fund. The current version only provided a set aside for that purpose in the general fund. And finally, the current version, the general fund, exclusive of the 1/4% sales tax, shows a $1.5 million operating surplus for 2016, but a $750,000 deficit for 2017. The technical amendment moves a few capital projects from 2017 to 2016 so that the budget is balanced for both years. I move approval to substitute the version starting on page 365 so that will be the version of the budget resolution that we're dealing with.
Is there a second? All those in favor? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. The substitute is accepted. This item will move on to the December 8th council meeting as well.
Resolution number 2015-0211, authorizing the Casino Revenue Fund loan, the amount not to exceed $4,300,000 to Van Aken Shopping Center for the benefit of the Van Aken Shopping Plaza project located at Farnsley Road and Warrensville Center Road in the city of Shaker Heights.
Okay, this will also move to the December 8th council meeting for third reading adoption. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading adoption and suspension of rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
And seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor of suspending the rules, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2015-0228, declaring that public convenience and welfare requires reconstruction of Tiedemann Road approaches to Interstate 480 in the city of Brooklyn. Total estimated project cost, $1,400,000.
Any discussion?
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr.
Yes, Councilman.
Mr. Chairman, this was heard in Public Works. This intersection here of I-480 and Tiedemann is one of the busiest in all of Cuyahoga County. The bridge that goes over I-480 was already done by federal dollars, and what this particular project does is it enhances the approach to each side of the bridge so that the lanes and everything will help the flow of traffic, but it does get very congested. So it's very much needed. The city of Brooklyn is paying their 20% with their funds, and we're matching. So we've heard this in Public Works, and it was important to move this along. So we're recommending passage under second reading.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0229, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 11084 with Mount Pleasant Now Development Corporation for lease of office space for use by Department of Health and Human Services, Division of Senior and Adult Services, for the period 10/1/2000 through 12/31/2015, to extend the time period to 12/31/2020, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $2,168,430.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Wanted to thank council members for Councilwoman Brown for her hard work on this agreement. She's been very persistent almost as soon as she hit the door on this particular lease. And it's important not only to the services of our Senior and Adult Services Division, but it also is extremely vital to the neighborhood. Is there any other discussions on this contract? Sure.
Thank you for those kind words, Council President. I just want to also thank the administration because this was a collaborative effort. I want to thank County Executive Budish, Glassburn, Mr. Kraus, Michael Dever from Public Works, as well as Mr. Kozaleski. I hope I didn't butcher that too much. Mr. Myers and Dr. Jones from the administrative side. And I also want to thank my colleagues, Councilwoman Conwell, Germana, who chaired the Public Works meeting, Miller, Gallagher, Jones, Harrison, and again, Council President Brady, for your support for my advocacy, and I respectfully request you support this legislation. So thank you.
All right, any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0230, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1000867 with the Near West Side Multi-Service Corporation doing business as May Dugan Center for lease of office space for use by Cuyahoga County Court of Common Pleas Adult Probation Department for the period 8/1/2010 through 7/31/2015, to extend the time period to 7/31/2020, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $174,820.
Move to adopt.
Moved and seconded, discussion?
Mr. Chairman, this was heard in committee, and because we're a little bit behind on the expiration date, we want to move this under second reading suspension.
All right, any more
Recommend
discussion?
approval.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. Resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0231, authorizing a revenue-generating agreement with State of Ohio Attorney General for collection of delinquent debt owed to Cuyahoga County effective 12/1/2015.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Been moved and seconded.
Mr. Chairman, my colleagues, this resolution on a permissive basis allows the county to refer debts owed to the county to the Ohio Attorney General for collection. Generally, the OAG will seek to collect the full amount and charge a 10% penalty for its trouble, which it would keep. This process is similar to but broader than what we are currently doing with the Ohio Attorney General on court costs. This resolution was prompted by the Inspector General's findings regarding uncollected economic development loans and will initially be used in that area, but potentially has broader applicability. This resolution was unanimously approved by the Finance and Budget Committee. It was recommended for second reading suspension so that this process can get started forthwith, and I recommend approval.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0232, authorizing a contract with Midwest Direct Presort Mailing Services in the amount not to exceed $750,000 for electronic certified mail services for the period 10/1/2015 through 9/30/2018.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion?
Mr. President, this is for the clerk of court's office for the Midwest Direct Presort Mailing for certified mail services for the courts. Heard in committee, well, we think maybe that our friends in Columbus should get a letter from us recommending they take a look at this, because I think there's some substantial savings here if we get away from many of the forced costs to notify folks that are in the courts. I don't know what the answer is, but I can guarantee you that the courts are probably not happy with this. I know the clerks are not happy with this, and I think the taxpayers would be very happy not to have to pay these bills in the future. So, I don't know, again, I don't know what that's going to look like, but I think we have cost savings available, and we should send a letter down to our friends in the State House to start looking at this. But the committee recommended passage under suspension.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0233, rescinding resolution number 2015-0050 dated 4/14/2015, which made a Cuyahoga County 911 Consolidation Shared Services Fund award to City of Beechwood on behalf of Eastside Departments Group Enforcement in the amount not to exceed $1,968,000 for public safety answering point consolidation support for the period 2/1/2015 through 1/31/2016.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Any discussion?
Mr. President, on Beechwood's request, we are taking back the money. They're sending it back to us. They're going to be going out on their own as far as dispatch services, so this will go back into the 911 Shared Services Fund.
Any questions regarding this item? Councilwoman Simon.
I do have a question. Mr. Chair of the committee, was there discussion about once the money's returned, whether it will be available for the other communities who are currently looking to organize together and consolidate?
Listing dispatches, yes.
What about dispatches centers that are going to be organizing?
We don't have much wiggle room left on dispatch centers. The state's going to stop at 6, so this actually would have been 7 or 8. So we're going to have to be very careful what we do with the money going forward. But again, that'll go through committee and be up for discussion.
Because I do know that there's communities now who've worked very hard that left Beechwood to carry on with a consolidation, FYI.
Oh, absolutely.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0234, authorizing a revenue-generating agreement with City of Cleveland, Cleveland Municipal Court in the amount not to exceed $1,922,185 for legal services for indigent persons for the period 1/1/2015 through 12/31/2015.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Any discussion?
Mr. President, I see Mr. Tobick is here. I don't know if he has anything to say. This was heard through, all the way through in committee. We had an interesting discussion. We had some thoughts about going forward, but it was recommended by the committee to suspend and adopt this legislation.
Forward? Okay.
Oh, thank you.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it, the resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0235, making an award on requisition number 33447 to Maximus Human Services, the amount not to exceed $1,372,804.51 for the Work Experience Program for Work Required Public Assistance recipients for the period 1/1/2016 through 12/31/2016.
Move to adopt.
Second. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, this contract awards to Maximus Human Services $1.3 million for, again, work experience programming for those receiving public assistance or cash assistance. We know that the county has mandated that those who receive cash assistance in Cuyahoga County, we have a 50% target rate of those who should be gainfully employed. And again, that is called the workforce participation rate. What this contract does is it gives our residents, those on cash assistance, basic training, the experience to enhance their employability, some of those soft skills. And once they receive those soft skills, they are better prepared to move through the pipeline, ultimately to job placement. So that's what this contract does. It actually gives the county credit towards our 50% workforce participation rate. But again, it does, again, soft skill training, preparing them to move towards job placement. So I do ask for my colleagues' support on this contract.
All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it, the resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2015-0210, authorizing the issuance and sale of county excise tax revenue bonds in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $65 million for the purpose of paying the cost of constructing, renovating, improving, or repairing sports facilities and reimbursing the county for costs incurred by the county in the construction of sports facilities and for the purpose of paying any capitalized interest on the bonds, funding any required reserve funds, and paying the cost of issuance in connection therewith.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. This resolution was discussed at great length in the Committee of the Whole. The $65 million will fund the major capital repairs at Progressive Field and Quicken Loans Arena. All the major capital repairs have been approved and requested by Gateway. We look forward to working with the administration and the City of Cleveland and Gateway next year to develop a plan for the uses of the future Syntax dollars. Any discussion? All those in favor?
One question, though, not a question, but I asked in the past for the community benefits on the inclusion numbers that they have, the teams have developed at their last presentation. So I just want to remind them again I've yet to see them.
All
So
right.
I just want to remind them.
We'll have to get these to the councilman. Get some help on that? Okay. All right. All those in favor of the resolution?
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it, the resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0213, determining to proceed with submitting to the electors of Cuyahoga County to renew an existing 4.8 mil Health and Human Services levy for the purpose of supplementing general fund appropriations for health and human or social services for a period of 8 years outside the 10 mil limitation in accordance with the provisions of Section 5705.191 of the Ohio Revised Code.
We have a proposed substitute that can be found on page 439 of your agenda packet. The proposed substitute simply inserts the annual dollar amount the 4.8 mil levy will generate, which is estimated to be a little more than $133 million per year. The figure was certified by the fiscal officer on November the 10th, and I move to substitute this resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of the proposed substitute, please say aye. Aye. Ayes have it. The substitute is approved. Now the resolution's been substituted, I just wanted to thank everyone for their initial work so far on the renewal of this levy. We're looking forward to working with the administration and members of the community on ensuring the successful passage of this levy. I encourage my colleagues to get involved in this campaign as much as their schedules will allow, as this levy is vital to the core services the county provides. We'll be officially kicking off the campaign in early January. I'll follow up with you once I receive additional information. This resolution directs the clerk's office to file the ballot language with the Board of Elections as the filing deadline is fast approaching. This issue is for the March, and that is March 15th, 2016 primary election. So I move to adopt this resolution. Is there any second? Second. Been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
I would just like my name added.
Add Councilwoman Simon's name.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman and my colleagues, the Health and Human Services Levy is part of the foundation of our community, and I recommend passage by council today and by the voters on March 15, 2016. The HHS levy provides the county's social safety net, including mental health and addiction services, indigent hospital care, homeless services, child welfare, reentry, youth services, and senior services. Beyond the safety net, the HHS levy increasingly also provides services designed to permanently transform people's lives, improve our economy and social fabric, and reduce the need for social services and criminal justice system involvement. Examples of these transformative services are Executive Buttigieg's new initiatives on early childhood education, infant mortality, and workforce development, and Councilman Purnell Jones's Closing the Achievement Gap program. People invest in stocks and bonds, and governments invest in economic development projects and infrastructure, but the most important investment is in our people, and I urge a yes vote. Thank you.
Anybody want to chime in? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it. Resolution is adopted. Go to the ballot on the 15th of March.
Resolution number 2015-0219, authorizing the Casino Revenue Fund loan in the amount not to exceed $500,000 to City of Euclid for the benefit of the St. Clair Industrial Roadway Project located at St. Clair Avenue from East 222nd Street to Babbitt Road in the City of Euclid.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Yes, what this is fixing up the streetscape around the Lincoln Electric project. Lincoln Electric is committed to bringing their training and education center for their welding school. The welding school will have approximately 1,000 welders that will be on the training side, and the trainees will be trained the trainers so they can go out and disperse across the country training other welders. They anticipate around 7,000 welders will be coming for training per year. So that's the impact at Lincoln, but the additional impact will be they'll be staying in our hotels, eating our meals at the restaurants, and traveling downtown. So if you can imagine 7,000 people coming here for training, it's quite a commitment on behalf of Lincoln. And they were looking at other alternatives where they have operations, and they chose to put it here in the headquarters. So I think it's an exciting proposition.
More casino money outside of the downtown.
Actually, I think if you track it, it's more casino money's gone outside of downtown this year than in downtown.
Any complaints?
No?
Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. The ayes have it. Resolution is adopted. Items 4 and 5. These two resolutions have to do with the Jumpstart Economic Development Loan resolutions, and the chairman of the committee is out of town and has raised some questions, and what I would like to do is hold these two items until the meeting on the 8th to clear up some of the questions that a couple of councilmen have about this. So we'll be looking at this again in 2 weeks. Consideration of an ordinance for first reading and referral to committee.
Ordinance number 2015-0015, enacting section 208.03 of the Cuyahoga County Code to establish a Cuyahoga County Healthier Buckeye Council.
We're referring this to ED. Any miscellaneous reports? Any miscellaneous business?
Yes, Mr. President. Human Resources Appointment and Equity will meet on December 1st, and the time has changed. It will be at 9 o'clock to accommodate all the agenda items, end-of-the-year agenda items.
Long meeting, the council, the committee was given a lot of work to do.
9 o'clock, Gallagher.
Economic Development Committee will meet on Monday, on the 30th at 3 o'clock.
Any other miscellaneous business? Any public comment unrelated to the agenda? Oh, I'm sorry.
The Health and Human Services Committee will meet in 8 days on Wednesday, December 2nd, to deal with the items referred today at 1 p.m.
Mr. Chair, as well, on December 2nd, Wednesday, 3 o'clock, education.
Mr. Chairman, safety, Tuesday, 1 o'clock.
Okay. Any public comment unrelated to the agenda?
Yes, Mr. Chair. First is Mr. Satinder Puri.
Good evening. The topic of my comments is investigating Jimmy DeMora art syntax, a literal $100 million heist in Cuyahoga County, Ohio. The investigation will examine the role played by the rich and powerful in Cuyahoga County, who, with the help of the British administration, the Cuyahoga County Council, the estimated $1.6 million pro-syntax campaign, incessant propaganda from the plain dealer, and help from the City Club, Citadel of Free Speech, and others colluded in facilitating passage of the Jimmy DeMora art syntax, a literal $100 million heist. Out of the $100 million, nearly 50% will go to the top 5 arts establishments: Cleveland Museum, Orchestra, Playhouse Square, Rock Hall, and Idea Stream. Except for Idea Stream, all the arts establishments contributed to the pro-syntax campaign. Our nasty weather permitting, I plan to make regular reports on my investigation. I will also report on my current demonstrations. So far, there have been 5 demonstrations for nearly 12 hours in front of City Club, mostly with welcome Jimmy DeMora City Club signs. Here I'm demonstrating outside City Club, and I was asked if Mr. DeMora had been released and whether he was the featured speaker. The Vote No on Syntax campaign was denied a seat at the table at the one-sided panel discussion held at City Club on September 28th, based on a claim by the CEO of City Club that there was no visible, organized opposition to the syntax. Now, City Club is known for its Q&A, yet the City Club CEO cannot answer questions in this 9-page document explaining how the City Club concluded that there was no visible, organized opposition to the syntax when the Vote No on Syntax campaign was both visible and organized. According to the pro-syntax campaign, the critical arts and culture sector gives Cleveland a world-class image and reputation. The pro-syntax campaign, based on deception, forgot to tell us that Cleveland's world-class image and reputation is being built on the backs of low-income people who smoke more, suffer more, spend more, and die more from tobacco use, demonstrating that money is more addictive than nicotine. Welcome, Jimmy DeMora art syntax. To be continued. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm submitting a document for the record. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Next.
Mr. Rico Dancy.
Good afternoon. I contact Department of Justice. This the forms called accommodations. The jail decided to tell a deaf lady got arrested 2 weeks ago without an interpreter. We have 180 days to file a complaint. The city, county executive, be held accountable. Corporate decided to tell the deaf person they're not allowed to use the phone. That's a federal case. I contact FCC this afternoon. FCC said they cannot deny no person with a disability service, okay? Now, I have 180 days to file this complaint. I'm gonna do it. Because, why I'm going to do it? Because I'm tired of my people. Police have an interpreter. If Cleveland have an interpreter for the jails, why can't the county do the same thing? I have asked many times. I'm the president of National Black Deaf Advocate. We met in D.C., that's where our office is at. We met with D.C. with 50 board members. We all sit down. All board members have a state. I have Ohio. Each state have Ohio. So we passed a bill in Kentucky called CPA, Citizen Police Training. We asked, I play phone tap. I call this number, HR said, hold on, switch it to this voicemail. I've been playing the phone tap. Now, how many times are we going to play phone tap before our disabled people get the right service? I mean, I know deaf people, I know people who's blind, they have service for them, they have interpreter for every other language but deaf people. That's my focus, okay? So I have 180 days to file this complaint. 180 days. Once the Department of Justice Civil Rights get the form, they're going to investigate the jails. Why do they not let the deaf people use these? Why? The corporates tell them, I was down there yesterday, the corporate told them they're not allowed to use it. You telling a deaf person who cannot hear to call their parents to let them know they're incarcerated, you tell them, no, you're not allowed to use it to tell them to what I said. No. That's not what the ADA law said under 504 said, equal opportunity to all people. You cannot tell this half to say one, this half can get no service. No, you can't. The ADA said accommodation. You put accommodation to all people. Not one half get one half and no get the other half. Please look into this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody else?
No, Mr. President, no one else has signed in.
Well, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And again, thank the Boy Scouts from Troop 22 in Lakewood Heights for coming down this evening. And with that, we are adjourned.